Hello and welcome. In this video we will learn about the control operators in Linux. Actually, the first control operator is semicolon. Using semicolon to separate commands from each other. Actually, you can execute a couple of commands or multiple commands simultaneously by separating them with a semicolon, right? So let's check a couple of examples about how to use semicolon in a Linux operating system. We'll log into our CentOS Linux and let's clear the window. And let's actually use some multiple commands in the same time. You know that the echo command actually displays the text. Whatever text you type after the echo, it will be displayed. Like echo hello, it will echo the hello. It will echo hello world, it will echo the hello world. Okay? Let's say we want to execute two commands simultaneously. What we will do is the echo followed by hello and then semicolon to separate this command from next command echo say world, right? So the shell interprets this command as the first command and wait for it to finish and then execute the next command, right? And that's how to use multiple commands at the same time. Let's see another example, okay? Let's exit back to to the parent directory, and we have a directory called test directory, okay? Let's cd to test directory, and then let's issue the ls-l, okay, simultaneously. So the shell will execute the first one, and when this one is finished, it will go ahead and execute the second one, right? And that's what we did. Okay, if we'll print pwd. So we changed the directory in the first command to text directory, and then we list all the contents, as you can see right here. We can use multiple commands, like we can use the let's go back, or maybe we can let's go to the parent directory. We can use the cd to change the directory to test directory, and then ls-l, and then concatenate file 1.txt. For example, if we have file 1.txt, probably we don't have file 1. Let's list the contents of the let's do ls text directory, list the contents of test directory, and we have file 1, file 2. Let's search file, let's say winter.text, okay, and let's edit the winter.text. There we go. Let's say it is cold here in Iceland. Okay, let's save the okay, and clear the window. Okay, clearing the window with Ctrl L or type in clear. Now let's do cd to test directory, and we want to list the contents of the directory with a long listing. Then we want to cat winter.text, right? So here's what happened. We issue the first command. Which is change the directory. We change the directory to test directory, and then we'll list the contents of the directory, and then we cat the winter.txt. It says no file or directory, so let's do ls-l, and we don't have the file. Actually, the file is located on the current directory Abdel, and then okay, to Abdel and winter.txt. Let's copy it to the home Abdel. Well, let's copy it to our directory, right? Test directory. Okay, so cp or ls. So we have the winter.txt. So let's do cd to, let's go to the parent directory, cd to test. Then list the contents of the directory ls-l. Then go ahead and concatenate the winter.txt. Okay, so that's what happened. So we change the directory to test, we list all the contents of the directory, and then we concatenate the file winter.txt. And that's how to issue a couple of commands simultaneously in a Linux shell. The other command, or the other control operator, which is the ampersand. The ampersand actually allows you to issue a command in the background, or execute a command in the background. Means that the shell doesn't need to wait for the command to finish, right? So let's see a couple of examples about that. Let's clear the window and let's use the sleep command. Actually, the sleep command, which gives some delay of specified amount of time. Like if we do sleep of 20 seconds, it will go ahead and execute the command to sleep for 20 seconds. So we are waiting for 20 seconds to end. We can exit using Control Z. Okay. If I want to run it in the background, I can do sleep 20 followed by the ampersand. Okay, and make it run in the background, and I don't need to wait for the command to finish. But when it finishes, it says it's done, and that's how the ampersand control operator is used in Linux shell. Okay, so let's check about the other control operator, which is a $sign and a question mark. The $sign and the question mark actually stores the commands that are executed in a shell are stored in the previous commands are stored in a variable called control question mark. Actually, control question mark is a shell parameter, not a variable, since you cannot assign value to $sign question mark. I think we can demonstrate this by example, and you can understand it more by doing a couple of examples. Okay, so let's go back to our Linux, and let's clear the window. Here we go. Let's check what we have in this file. It's actually touch file1.txt. Okay, then we can echo the followed by $sign and question mark. Okay, it will return 0, right? So if we remove file1.txt, okay, it will ask me about removing it. You say yes, and it's removed. We'll echo followed by the $sign and the question mark. It will return 0. So what about if we remove it for the second time? One.text, of course we'll get an error because file one.text is removed. But this time, if we do an echo $? We will have the 1, right? Let's execute it once more, for example. Okay, and do an echo. Okay, 1. So it's kind of, it's not that useful, but you should know that this is shell parameter that stores the previous commands in it. Okay, I think that's all for the question mark $ control operator. Let's check the other control operator, which is the $N%. Actually, the $N%, the shell interprets the $N% as a logical end, right? So as a logical end, AND, as a logical end. Okay, and let's see some couple of examples. Like if I want to issue one command, the first command and the second command, what the shell will interpret my statement, like execute the first one, and okay, with two $N%, and the second, right? If this one will succeed, it will go ahead and execute the second. But if this one fails, it wouldn't execute the second one. Okay, let's check out a couple of commands, a couple of examples to understand how the $N% works. Let's clear the window, and let's say, okay, let's use the echo. Let's say echo first. Okay, and okay, with $N% echo second. Okay, so it will go ahead and it will execute the first command. If the first command succeeds, then it will go ahead and execute the second. But if the first command would fail, it wouldn't execute the second command, right? And that's how the shell interprets the logical end in Linux. Let's see another example. Let's do some error in the first command. Let's do echo first. Okay, and echo the second, right? Okay, so it go ahead and check this command is not working, so there's an error right there, so it wouldn't even care about executing the second command, and that's how the logical end works. So let's use another example. Let's exit back to the parent directory. I'm going to use a working command, which I'm going to change the directory to test, and I'm going to list the contents of test, right, of the test directory. This will work, then it will issue them both, right? What we'll expect is we will change the directory and it will issue the ls command as well, because this is a working command, right? So, and that's what happened. So if we will do pwd to print the working directory, we are in the test. So it changes, we change the directory to test, and then we'll list the contents of the test directory. Okay, so let's cd to some, okay, to an ls. We don't have any directory, so let's cd to text, for example, which doesn't exist, and then and logical end, and ls the contents. This is not going to work. The first command will fail, so it wouldn't execute the second command. And that's how the logical end works. So it returns an error, not such file or directory. It doesn't care about the second command for execution, and that's how the logical end works. So let's check the other control operator, which is the vertical lines. Let's first clear this gibberish from here. Okay. And the double vertical lines, actually, it works as or logical or. So, okay. The double vertical lines is a logical OR in a shell, okay? So do this or do that, okay? Let's see a couple of examples, both the OR a logical OR command or the double vertical lines. Okay, here we go. Let's say we can echo. Okay, first. Okay, this is the first command. Or, okay, echo second. Second means second, right? Here we go. So, or, how does it work? Actually, the shell interprets this statement as execute this one first, the first one. If it works, then skip the second one, okay? But if it fails, go ahead and execute the second one, okay? Let's do another example, and let's make the first one, let's make an error in the first one. Let's do, okay, big call first, then echo second. What do you think will happen right now? Okay, this one will fail, of course, because there is no command called echo. And if this one fails, then it will issue the second command because we have the logical OR, either one of them, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So it will issue the error of the first command and go ahead and execute the second command. And this is like the opposite of logical AND with double ampersand. Okay, let's use another example. Actually, let's clear the window. Okay, let's go to the current directory. Let's say we want to change the directory to the test, or I want to list the contents of this directory with long listing, right? So what will happen? pwd, so it changes the current directory to the test directory, right? It changes the directory to .test, and it will skip executing this one. But let's say cd to the text, which doesn't exist, and list -l, okay? So what's going to happen right here is this one will fail, of course. Then it will go ahead and execute this one, the second one, okay? So let's check it out. Here we go. We are still in the test directory, as you can see here, okay? This one doesn't exist, this directory. And this second command is working and executes the second command. So it lists the contents of the test directory. And that's how the logical OR works. Now let's check about how to combine the logical AND and the logical OR in Linux. Combining both those statements, the AND, logical AND and logical OR, if you want to say something like if then else statement, if else statement. If it's blue, then go ahead and turn it's blue. But if it's red, then go ahead and turns if it's red, for example. Let's check how does it work in the shell. Clear the window. So let's do let's check what we have in the test directory. We have file1, for example. So let's remove file1, right? And okay, let's remove file1, and if it succeeds removing the file1, go ahead and echo, okay, display, it worked. Okay, it worked. Okay, or okay, echo, it failed. Okay, here we go. What do you think will happen if we'll execute this command? So the shell will execute the first command, and if it succeeds, okay, because we have a logical end, it will go ahead and print this one, okay? So it will execute this statement, the whole statement, or this statement. So if it works, it will go ahead and execute this statement. It will remove the file and it will print it worked. But if it failed to remove the file one, of course it will go ahead and display the it failed. So let's check it out. Okay, so it's asking me if I want to remove the file. I will say yes, and then it will say, of course, it worked. Okay, because this one succeeds. Okay, so it will go ahead and print it worked. Let's do the same command because we don't have file1 actually. Okay, let's join ls. We don't have file1, as you can see here. Okay, so let's issue the same command as we did before. Now, what do you think will happen? Of course, it will turn it failed because it will execute the first command, and since we don't have file1, it will return an error. So it will skip executing the second command. Rather, it will go ahead and print the failed. Okay, so this is what happened right now. So cannot remove file1 no such file directory, which is an error, so it can do the remove, then it will print fail. And this is like if, okay, if then else statement, right? In programming, right? So and that's how to combine the logical and the logical OR statement in the Linux shell. The next control operator is the pound sign. Everything written after a pound sign is ignored by the shell. This is useful to write a shell command, but has no influence on the command execution or shell expansion. If means that the pound sign is used for commands, okay? The pound sign is used for commands in Linux, commands, okay, commands, okay, and has no effect on commands, okay, commands, right? Let's check some examples. Okay, let's create a new directory, mq_dir, and we want to create a directory, let's say my dir, right? And then we can use the pound sign to comment. Let's say we create a directory, right? Create directory. And let's say cd to my dir, okay, cd to my dir, and then the pound sign. We enter the directory, right? Directory, and let's say list ls, and followed by the pound sign, and we list the contents of the new directory, right? So as you can see here, there is no effect on the comment, and the comment is used in configuration files, for example, and every line that starts with comment is ignored by Linux. And that's why we increment some statements in the configuration files in order to work. And that's all for the pound sign and how it's used in Linux. The last control operator is the escape character, right? Which is the backslash escape character. If we want to escape some character, we use the backslash. That enables the use of control characters, but without the shell interpreting it. This is a called escaping character. Let's check a couple of examples of the escaping character and how we can use it. Control L to clear the window. Let's do equal hello, okay, and let's use the escape, the backslash or escape character, and use the semicolon and then world, right? And everything that has every character that has a backward slash character in front of it, it will be escaped. Means that it will appear on the screen. Let's see some other example. For example, hello, and then okay, backslash, and then world. Okay, see what's happened. The character is escaped. Okay, and that's how the escape sequence. You can escape both every character that you want to use or print on the screen. And that's the last control operator that we talked about in this video. So to wrap up things that we have learned in this video, we checked the semicolon and how to execute multiple statements. Okay, in Linux you can use multiple commands. Okay, separated by commands. Okay, separated by semicolon. Okay, and all the commands are executed one by one. Okay, the ampersand to run command on the background. Okay, say run in the background. I will type just pg run command in the background. We saw also the $sign question mark. You can store the previous commands in this shell parameter, which is the $sign and the question mark. And we checked also the double ampersand, which it works as logical AND. Okay, and if the first statement is executed successfully, then it will go ahead and execute the second. Okay, execute the second, but if the first one will fail, it wouldn't execute the second one. The OR, or the double vertical line, which means a logical OR in the shell, so it will execute either one of them, the first one or the second one, right? The second one. If this one is executed successfully, then it will skip executing the second. If this one will fail, then it will go ahead and execute the second one. We also saw a couple of examples about how to combine the AND and OR. we use them as like if then else statement, and we check the example of removing file, and if the file is removed successfully, go ahead and print it works. If the file is not removed, go ahead and print it fails. Okay, and we talked also about the pound sign, which is used for commands in Linux, and also we have learned that we can execute commands even if we have the pound sign after them. There is no effect of the pound sign on commands if it comes after the command. And last but not least is the escape special characters. You can use the backward slash to escape some characters in the shell. I hope this has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you.